Well, here we go again.
Don't worry about the tag, go and throw it in the bag, 'cause I got it good. And you the best I ever.
Join me for a quick dive into Nairobi, and in this vlog, I'm exploring some stunning city views, uncovering fascinating history and art, and finishing off at a delicious experience. And to start us off, we find ourselves. My first stop in Nairobi's cheat sheet is taking myself really high up to level 24 restaurant. And while I've heard the food is great, the real reason I came here is the view. Absolutely breathtaking as you get this incredible panoramic sweep of the city, seeing just as much greenery and how crazy it is in Nairobi to have this many trees. And not to forget, if you look in the background there, we've got a view of the beautiful. I learned about the folklore of the Ngong Hills, and if you see, it looks like a couple of knuckles pressed into the hill there. And the story goes that a giant tripped over and hence left a couple of knuckle marks in the ground. It's a building we've all been walked past and never known. The next stop we have is the Nairobi Gallery. The building itself is part of the story. Originally built in 1913, designed by the famous architect Howard Baker, it served as a provincial commissioner's office during the colonial era. It's amazing to see these old buildings and the collection of elaborate, diverse heritage of Kenya and East Africa. Here we've got the lost bronze wax jewelry. This famed Nigerian jewelry and this technique of casting is ancient and allows for intricate details. These pieces are just amazing. Venetian glass trade beads. If you look at these colorful Venetian trade beads, you'd think they're pretty little trinkets, but actually they were used as currency and played an important role in the slave trade. So it's tragic, painful history. Here we see on show the different types of African currencies. Manillas, cowrie shells, Ashanti gold manillas, for example, were brought by the Portuguese and became standard for trade. And yes, tragically used in the slave trade as well. Cowrie shells used all over Africa, along with various beads. These were used as a form of currency. A silver harler necklace from Ethiopia. The craftsmanship is exquisite, and this piece holds symbolic meaning, particularly for important life events like weddings. I just love the amazing intricacy of these pieces from Ethiopia. Very skilled craftsmanship, and honestly, so good to see this bit of history. The importance of gold in Africa is undeniable, usually used as a way to show status and wealth, and at times a way to trade, as seen with the Swahili people of the coast. And this can be seen in other powerful kingdoms such as the Ashanti Kingdom of Ghana, and it's represented in these amazing gold breastplates. Gold wasn't just wealth, it was tied to royalty, power, and spiritual belief. And not to forget Mali, of course, Timbuktu, Mansa Musa, famed for its gold wealth. The Fulani people are known for their beautiful gold work and endowment, often incorporating gold into their elaborate hairstyles and jewelry. Here we see the Ngiyama earplugs, Kamba beadwork, and Tugana metal work.
It is woven of grass with copper, brass, or iron wires and attached to the clay head dresses that are either permanent or removable.
There we have the Turkana metalwork.
Ostrich or other ornamental feathers for their headdresses.
With Kamba beadwork, we've always got to remember how skilled these individuals were, and also think about how much of a beauty statement bright colored beads were in Kenya. And it just goes hand in hand with these intricate patterns that were used on calabashes to jewelry, each color and design often having a specific meaning. In Turkana, they're known for metalwork, and they had an amazing skill to shape iron and copper into tools, weapons, and striking personal ornaments. Just look at that beautiful piece of work. And the Maasai, iconic tribe. You can see the beautiful pieces of jewelry. Right there you have a piece that's actually made out of ivory, which was used as a symbol of a warrior's status. It's not real amber.
Part of the efforts to stem widespread poaching of animals. A woman chips the eggshells, pierces the center of each chip.
Turkanan headdresses, a very curious piece of history here. And as you can tell, made out of human hair, these were often used as a status symbol with little bits of ostrich feathers put at the top to adorn them and make them more beautiful. The Maasais and their adornments, from pieces that signified you had killed a man in battle like the Arab, to a lion mane headdress which said that you had killed a lion. A very interesting piece of culture, and you can tell that they're warring individuals by nature. The variety of spears and shields from East Africa is striking, some made from tough buffalo and giraffe hide, each design identifying the tribe and warrior status. They're not just weapons, they're a symbol of identity and protection. As you see here, that's made out of buffalo hide. And this one out of giraffe hide. African headdress. The African headdress might seem simple, but they're culturally significant. Used to protect elaborate hairstyles while sleeping, they're often beautifully carved and a very special personal object. Our next step on this journey, we found ourselves in a room that was adorned with the various textiles. We're talking kanga, kikoi, kente, and bamileke pieces. The textile section is a riot of colors and patterns. Kanga and kikoi fabrics. One thing we're probably known worldwide for. Used as wraps, baby carriers, and fashion, often printed with vibrant designs and sometimes proverbs. Kente cloth from Ghana is instantly recognizable with its bold geometrical patterns, traditionally hand-woven on looms.
Men in Africa generally weave narrow strips of cloth on small hand looms. However, some of the looms can be much more complex, employing both hands and feet, like the kente looms of Ghana. Kente is among the world's most common.
And the rich textiles and beadworks of the Bamileke people of Cameroon are just incredible with their complexity and artistry, often seen on ceremonial pieces and clothing. The Mau Mau. This gallery also touches on the more recent but incredibly important history that mentions the Mau Mau and the resistance fighters we see here. And obviously you've got the sleeping police officer. Not quite as the Mau Mau, but hey. So honestly, it was an amazing experience to go to the Nairobi Gallery. And, you know, just to touch a bit on the Mau Mau, this armed struggle against the British colonial rule led by primarily the Kikuyu people, the Mau Mau uprising was brutal on both sides. And actually, how we got independence as Kenya. We found ourselves at Bush Cayenne. It was lovely to get a little view of this new steakhouse opening up in Karen and the ability they have to host multiple groups with beautiful views and lovely food. From stunning cityscapes to mythic hills to deep dives into African history and art, Nairobi has so much to offer, and these are just a few highlights to get you started. Hope this gives you a taste of the city and encourages you to explore it yourself. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you on our next adventure.